This is another thing. Owner's equity. Again, owner's equity is what they say. Owner's equity is assets equals liabilities plus owner's equity. That's it. Owner's equity. It's mind blowing. I know it sounds weird. It was kind of difficult to understand, but just the concept of it is very simple. Just think of it like this. You receive money from two type of people: banks, family, or investors. Maybe they can be investors, can be your family as well, but investors probably be other people that are looking at your business and are is interested in it. But that's one. So just remember, when you get this money, that's considered to be an asset, but it also can be debt as well. It depends on what you do with it. So the way that it works is that a good example is if I have, again, if I just make it simple to help you understand. If I received $500 from investors, right? And say, for instance, I had to pay, okay, put it like this. No, I had $500 that I received from an investor and $500 that I received from a bank. That's $1,000, right? So 500, 500. The 500 from the investors, they're basically going to have a little bit of say as far as what decisions I have to make for my company. But the other 500 from the bank owners or from my family, I have to pay them back, right? So now that 500 equals $1,000. Did that make sense? So this is an asset. I'm receiving assets. It's just that portion of that asset is still a kind of a liability. So that borrowing from my family and friends, they want their money back. So I'm borrowing it to pay them back. So through time, I received $1,000. Then hopefully, if I do my business well, that $1,000 will turn into $10,000. And if that money turns into $10,000, guess what? All I'm doing is giving $500 back to my debtors, the people that I owe my money to. That makes sense. So now I took $1,000, right? I took $1,000. I'm just going to emphasize it again. I took $1,000 from investors and bankers. Investors and bankers. I took $1,000 out. I invested it properly to help my company to grow and to develop to the point to where that it just went from $1,000 to $10,000. And what I owe the bank, my friends or family who want their money back, again, which was $500, I give them that $500 back, and guess what I got? $9,500. Probably a little bit less because I also have some liabilities as far as it's going to be like if I'm going to be paying for gas and electric and all that stuff for my company. So maybe about $9,000, maybe $9,000, $8,800. So what I did was just took $1,000 and made $6,000, $7,000 more on top of that. Think about that. So that's the whole purpose of owner's equity. Owner's equity is basically taking your the assets and the liabilities from your debtors and the equity from let me go back. I'm taking the $500, which is liability from my family and the banks because I have to pay it back to them. And then I'm also taking the $500 from the owners or the investors, which can be also my family too, because they're investing in the idea and on that future, they will make more money off of it. They are my owner's equity. But now I'm taking this, and this becomes my asset. I'm taking it from both of them, they become my asset. But in time, it grows to the point to where they will reduce to where that I just pay them just a small bit of money back, and I just capitalized. And this is one last point that I want to point out is what do you do? Say, for instance, if you had a goal target for your money, you say, you know what, my goal is like, I want to start this ice cream shop. I want it to grow, and it gets kind of big. You're like, ooh, it got big. And say, for instance, you made $50,000. So now the investors, they're going to be looking at you like, hey, so what are you going to do with your business? Are you going to be like, well, you know what, I'm done. I just want to be on vacation. I met my goal of making $50,000 and I'm done. You're going to have to pay the investors back off of that money. But if your company keeps growing and growing, what happens is some companies offer dividends. So if you do the right thing with your business, start investing it properly and helping your business to grow, you can get to the point where you can get dividends. And a lot of times dividends is basically to pay back. In a sense, it's really, I ain't gonna say pay back, but to show you appreciation for them for supporting your company. So you're like, man, I appreciate you so much for looking out for me. Here's some dividends of my company. Again, that's small, usually probably like 25 cents, 10 cents, 5 cents, depending on what. But depending on how many shares they got, it can be a lot. But overall, I give them these dividends to them. Ultimately, the goal is that if I give them these dividends, I hope and pray that they reinvest it back into the company, because now they're using that money and say, you know what? He gave me this money, but the company has been doing successful. I'm gonna give him more money. I'm gonna give him that money back. Thank you very much, but I'm gonna reinvest it. What? Thank you. Now you have this, and then you're able to invest it in your company to help it to grow quicker. So now you can buy the equipment and the machinery, whatever you may need, for your ice cream cart to become an ice cream business. Ultimately, that's what the goal is. So just think about that, guys. As you keep on going on this journey, things will work out better for you as far as understanding the business aspect of it. And for me personally, that's what I'm doing as well. I'm trying to get better at this. And on that note,